Well, you're warm at least.
Well, I don't know about that. I think it's 50, 50, 51, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, it's like 30 or something here. It's terrible. And I'm in Washington, D.C., so
Oh, yeah?
we're not used to this anything. Yeah.
Yeah, nice and cold for you.
Yeah. Well, it's not nice and cold. It's just
Yeah, I lived in
cold.
Minnesota in the Midwest. I moved here
Oh,
for a
really?
reason. Yeah,
Minnesota? Minnesota.
yeah,
Uh,
Minnesota.
yeah, we worked on God, a program the government has called Passports in Time. It took the family, and you volunteer with the Park Service. And we
Oh,
were,
yeah?
yeah, somewhere up in the woods, refurbishing old log cabins from 100 years ago or something like that. And it was near a penitentiary. My kids had liked it because uh, uh, people from the penitentiary, the convicts, would help us. So they were also free labor, like we were volunteers to do that. It was a great experience uh, to do that. So we learned some of the things like, what do you say, pop and bubblers and stuff like that. But
I have no idea.
oh, you know,
I don't know those.
bubbler like fountain. Maybe that's. I'm too old. You know, I went to school in Milwaukee, and I think Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Minnesota have reciprocity for paying in student loan. I mean, in student wages, in student tuition. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So if you live
Well,
in
that's cool.
yeah, you could live in one state and pay in-state tuition for the other state. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So what's your business like, or what is you up? Are you a professional coach? Is that it?
Yeah, I'm an accountability coach, basically to business owners.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, so I basically get to kick people's ass all day long. So
I
it's
see.
nice.
Oh, there must
Yeah.
be a mom too, huh?
No, I'm not a mom.
Oh, you're not? Well, you're
Just some
taking
fur
it out
babies.
on clients, huh?
Yep, just the fur babies, not anything other than fur babies.
I
But
see.
yeah, it's just a feel good thing for me. You're making a difference, helping people reach their
Oh,
goals. So you know how that is.
that's the key.
Yeah, that's
And then
the
if you
key,
can
is
make
right.
money at it, then it's a bonus.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you
Yeah.
look great.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm an old fart. I'm 81 years old.
I know, and I think it's great. You look Marvy. Your hairstyle's Marvy. I love it all.
Well,
Little
I
spooks
always
you got
worried about women who keep their same hairdo that made it for them in high school, if they keep that for the rest of their life. And I think guys too. So you have to be,
if it works for you. Why
yeah.
not?
But the times change. That's the problem.
Times change, but it still looks good, though.
Oh, thank you. No, it's
Still
just,
with the program. I like it a lot.
well, I think that you go with your own program is the thing, and that's
Yeah,
the
for
hard
sure.
thing to do, yeah.
All right, so I'm not going to do the intro or opening because this is recorded, and I'll do it later. So
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
going to basically say, welcome, Matthew. And you go by
Okay.
Matthew, right?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you,
So
yeah.
I'm just going to say, welcome, Matthew. We appreciate you joining us. You're going to say whatever you want to say, and then I'm going to get into the first question. Does that sound good to you?
Anything you want, I don't care.
All right. Sounds great. Let me set the recording, okay?
Okay.
Recording in progress.
Well, welcome, Matthew. We really appreciate you joining us.
Oh, I bet you say that to everybody.
Well, I really mean it for you because I have seen your face for so many years that it really is cool to be able to talk to you today in person.
Well,
And I know you'd love to share great ideas and opportunities
Well,
to help
it
us
reminds-
be even more successful.
Reminds me when I was, the first time I did Larry King, I was there and he said, oh, our very special guest, and thank you so much, and then I go back in the green room, and he says the same thing to the next guy.
Yeah, Well, in this case, it's really real, right?
Thank you so much. That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So let's
Um,
get right into the heart of things
You
because I know
betcha. You
you
betcha.
love to share. I
I mean,
know
I
you
have to pay back that money I owe you?
Yeah, that's later. We'll talk about that later. Okay.
Okay.
So, what are a few specific government programs or grants that established businesses can apply for to fund, let's say, expansion, innovation, or even hiring efforts? What are your thoughts
Okay.
on that?
Well, let's go down the list. Take notes here because we can't do a video. Okay, first thing you do is you go, and this, I used to be a consultant of Fortune 500 companies. That's how I learned about this stuff. I had a software company back in the 70s. I got an MBA in computers, had a software company that failed, a bunch of other things that failed. Then I became a consultant. And the people who pay, who are lazy rich people, is how you become a consultant. You find them. And so they're mostly Fortune 500 companies, and I would do market research for them to find money and help to grow. First thing I'd do is go to the government. Now, you wouldn't go to the SBA, but they have a database you want to go to called sba.gov/ and then local hyphen assistance. So sba.gov/ local hyphen assistant. You go there, put in your zip code. No matter where you live in the States, you'll find either a half a dozen or 2 or 3 dozen nonprofit organizations that get grants by the government to help you grow your business any way you want. I used to go there, like I remember a client wanted to sell electric blankets in Michigan. No, not in Michigan, probably need them there too, but in Germany. And I went there, and I mean, it was phenomenal. He showed me how to get market studies for free about the market for electric blankets in Germany. Showed me how you could get free. The government will find you 3 people to sell your product in West Germany or anywhere. The government will give you $5,000 to fly to sell your product anywhere in the world. The government will give you office space in the embassy to meet people when you're over there. These are the kind of programs that anybody could use if you're a mom and pop in your bedroom or you're a Fortune 500 company. See, the government wants your business to grow because you'll pay more taxes by hiring people. You'll get more people on your payroll, or at least giving a job for yourself is enough for that. But what you do with these people is sit down and just tell them. You don't say you're looking for money. That's the bad thing, because they may or may not have money. But what they are consultants. They're what you and I charge money for, they do for free. And they'll help you find money. They'll help you, get legal help. They'll help you get technology help. Anything that you need to grow, that's what they're there for. So you want to go there first. The second thing you want to do is go to a website called eda.gov. That's where Economic Development Administration.gov. Now there you put in there's a state-by-state listing of all your local economic development organizations. They're usually government offices or nonprofit organizations. What people don't realize is that the government, the United States is made up of 2 parts. One part is capitalism, which represents 60% of our economy. And the other part is what I call the community economy. So you have a capitalist economy and a community economy. The community economy represents 40% of everything in the United States is the community economy. Now, the community economy are those organizations that help you and don't charge money. A good example we all know about is firemen, okay? So your house is on fire, you call the firemen, they come out and put out the fire. They don't ask for the credit card, right? That's what the capitalism is about. So if you go to Google and try to get a house fed, they're going to ask for your credit card first. So Google represents the capitalist society, and the nonprofit and government offices are the community society, and that's 40% of everything. And that's why you have all these rich billionaires following Trump around now, because they're making so much money off the community society, and they want more. They know a good game, and the rest of us don't realize that. So these are places that I'm giving you are places that help you explain that to you, because if you go to Google, you're dead. You're dead because most of the thing, anything you ask into Google, you'll find 200 million websites that want your money to solve that problem. So the ones I'm giving you are probably in there, but you'll never find them, and you'll run into the other stuff first that know how to sell you so well, you won't get out alive. So you got to go direct. And so that's why that you find databases like this. Another database, that eda.gov, and there'll be 20, 30, maybe 40 organizations at the county level, state level, even local nonprofits, right, that want to encourage businesses to grow. That's who have the money. They're the people who get the grant money to give you that. I mean, they're just one source. So that's what you want to do. And I think the best thing for any entrepreneur to go is to this website. It's called Apex accelerators.us. Apex, A-P-E-X, and I'll screw up accelerators if I try to spell it, but .us. And what they do is help you get government contracts, like Musk does. I mean, he gets $5 billion in government contracts, and he's after more, I'm sure. But they're there for anybody. I mean, you could be making pasta in your kitchen and get a government contract. I've seen them by freelance priests get a government contract. Massage therapists, anything. Freelance writer on your kitchen table. And see, what Apex Accelerators do is do all the marketing for you, do all the legal help for you, help you figure out how to apply for contracts, who buys your stuff. They help you fill out the forms. They have anything. They even have grant money to help you figure out how to get more money from the government. Now, that's the most amazing thing. Here's the government giving you money to figure out how to get more money from the government. This is why the average person can't get their head around this stuff and can't believe it. It just sounds like scams, if they see it, especially from an idiot dresses like I do. It can't be real. Look at that guy. But unfortunately, it is, or fortunately, whatever you want to look at it. And there's two sides of that too, I'm sure. So they're the three most important things to do. And I think the fourth important thing to do is, it's called commoncause.org. Every entrepreneur, business, or nonprofit, or inventor should know about all these things I said, because they not only help businesses, they help nonprofits and inventors and real estate investors and freelancers. You want to make money out of your house. That's what they're for. And the other one is commoncause.org. That's how you find your elected official. So your elected official, they want to brag, they help a constituent get money. See, because if they could show how important they are, they got you money, you'll vote for that sucker no matter what they do. So they have a staff just to help you get money from the government, help you solve any problem you have with the government. And I'm sure there's tons of lawyers that want to charge you $300 an hour to do this, but I would go with the free one first, because they have more power than any lawyer could help you with, because they have backdoor phone numbers to call all the agencies. The agency, if you and I or even your lawyer go into the government, you have to go in the front door, because we think we pay their salary, but we really don't. We give the money to the government, and then it's the elected officials that decide who gets the money and how much they get. So that's why every agency has a staff of people that just handle questions from congressmen and senators and representatives and things like that, to make sure they don't think of them as bad when they vote on their budget. So they have power in the agency like you and I will never have, even though we live in a democracy, right? We really don't, do we? Sort of. So they're the places I would go for anybody trying to do anything in this country. The free help, I mean, you'll need help like that. And the problem is none of these things advertise. They won't spend a nickel on advertising. And so people don't know about them. And then all you hear because we have probably 10,000 journalists in Washington that are here. Their job is to tell you how the government screwed up today. So all you hear is, and the government's fucking big, man, so it's gonna screw up. I mean, I'm little and I screw up lots. So the bigger you get, the more you have good stories about how you screwed up. And so that's all the public hear. So they think the government is all waste, fraud, and abuse. It is. Not all, of course not. I'm waste, fraud, and abuse. You see the shit I waste. We all do. But if that's all you hear, then that's all you think it is, and average person wants nothing to do with that, right? And that's too bad, because the rich people know better.
That's awesome. I mean, wow, 4 resources to really help us go to
That's right.
basically get money to help us be more successul. So
That's
those
right.
are awesome.
So
and
is
and
that-
I really appreciate you sharing that.
Is that enough?
Well, for now. Okay. Now what I want to talk about is what are the most overlooked government resources that successful entrepreneurs can use to reduce things like operational costs or tax credits or subsidies or even training reimbursements. What are your thoughts on
God,
that?
well, I mean, there's lots of training reimbursement. If you're a business and not you, and that's, you go to this website, go to careeronestop.org. careeronestop.org. I mean, you could get money to hire people, you could get money to train people, you could get money, special programs if you hire certain people, but more importantly is to training. That's what everybody needs. If you want more efficient workforce, you have to train them, and the government will pay all of it, or at least 70% of it, to train them. I mean, you go out, you get a course on whatever the heck they need to train your people to do that, and the government pays for it. Or you want to hire somebody, and these people you want to hire don't have any training, but hey, you really like them, it's your mother-in-law or something like that, you have to hire them, but they don't know shit. The government give you training money to train them so they can be productive for you and won't cost you anything while they're training. See? And that's why I just can't get over how the government, I mean, so many people in business hate the government, and the rich people don't. That's
The
why
rich
they're,
people know all this stuff.
Right.
Now you're sharing it with us.
yeah, they're all over town doing this. And that's why, to me, what's about, there's people who really need this that don't get it because they don't know. You know, and that's, I think, my biggest problem is we have, I don't know, oh, you can't see the video. We're the richest country in the world, okay? We have more people in poverty per capita than any other developed country. So we have like 17.2% of our country is living in poverty. The average for developed countries is about 10%. So we're almost twice as much, but we're number 1. See, everybody said, well, we're number 1. Yeah, we're number 1 in poor people. We're number 1 in millionaires and billionaires too, but we're also number 1 in poor people. So what's happening there, you know? And I'm sure that's debatable. But the other thing I think that's hurting, it looks like 90% of our workforce is because their income hasn't moved in 50 years. The average income for the bottom 90% increased only 30% in 50 years. Inflation has increased 300%. This is why people are pissed at inflation. Their wages haven't gone anywhere for 50 years. Inflation went up 300%. Theirs went up 30%. That's a big gap. So that's why, to me, at least, this is not the right way to fix it, but there's money there in the government, not in the capitalism side, but in the community side that has money to help close that gap. That shouldn't be the way it is, but it's there to be used for that.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with your knowledge and willingness to always help and make a difference for us, to help us be even more successful. What is a simple step-by-step process for us as entrepreneurs to follow to uncover local or state funding opportunities that would align with our goals, if you
Yeah.
haven't already shared those?
Well, most of the things I share, the number one thing is just stay away from Google. That's the trap. You know, you don't know what to do. We know Google, and we'll go there, and you won't find the state source. Call those, again, EDA.gov and that a database of the SBA. All those people are there to help you for free in a business. I mean, they're National Technical Information Service, NTIS. They'll come out and analyze your um, company and show you how to make $1 million more. This is a free service. No, I think maybe they charge you maybe $500 something. No, they give you a half a day free. That's what it is. It's a half a day free. And then the experts will come out, and this is mostly aimed at manufacturing kind of thing. So if you're making something, and then they give you a half a day free, and then they come out at a reduced effort to show you how to, make a hell of a lot more money out of what you're doing. But you could get that kind of help too from those other places I said. Everybody, they're all loaded with free help. And the help doesn't have to be perfect. Because the reason why we need help is not that we don't have skills. We do have good skills, but they're the wrong kind of skill, or they don't see it. We're all fighting a war. So we're down in the war fighting it, and we can't see the bigger picture or know the bigger picture. There's options out there that we don't know about. And so we're basing our decisions based on a limited knowledge. And that's why I think the key to getting anything and get all the free money and help you need is the phone. It's not the internet. It's you find people that spend their time for free, and that's what the community economy is. The community economy, all the people are free. And so they're able to help you for free, and they've seen other people like you solve problems. So they have a vast, they may not have a PhD in your subject. That doesn't matter. You want to see how other people solve problems. And this is what they do all day. It's sort of like a plumber. You're going to fix your own toilet. Yeah, if you never did it, then you'll go on Google or YouTube and figure it out. Then you got to go buy equipment. You get the right pliers or whatever the hell you need. But somebody who fixed 100 of these already know exactly what it is. So that's what you want to do, and they're free. See, Google doesn't tell you that, and that's the only thing we do use. Doesn't tell you, hey, these suckers are all free, free, and we get trapped. And then you say, oh, I can't do anything. Oh, the world's against me. Yeah, it's just the world you see. Everybody's not an asshole. There are nice people out there. You just have to find them.
Yeah, well, people like you, though, are far and few between to really help us be aware of some of these opportunities. That's why you've been doing this for so long and so successful at it.
Well, I do it so long because it hurts me to see that if I know a phone number or a website that could help somebody's life a little bit, no matter how small it is, I really have nothing better to do for the rest of my life. And when I saw, it just, we all want to be wanted. No, I'm doing this for a very, very selfish reason. Because helping people feels so good.
You're like Mother Teresa, right?
Well, fuck, but I get paid more.
So I'm curious now. So there's all this government money. There's all this money that we have opportunities to take advantage of that nobody tells us about. What happens to all the money? So the people who are smarter, like you said, the rich people are taking advantage of that. Is there money that goes unused? Like, what do they do with that?
Yes, at times it does. Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Absolutely. And like right now, I just found out there's a million people have not picked up their $1,400 last stimulus check.
Wow, there is really?
Exactly.
That's shocking.
I know. It's just.
So that money just sits there waiting.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's
it doesn't
already.
get it doesn't get repurposed to go
No,
anyplace
well,
else.
maybe eventually, but then you have to make another law and all that kind of shit, yeah. A big bureaucracy. You don't want to fight the bureaucracy, you want to use it. You're not going to change it. Why fight? I mean, Trump is, I'd say Bush, Trump, he's trying to fight it all. Maybe he'll win some battles, but for a small person, you just find out what it is. Don't complain about how it is, because you're not going to change that. That's done by a law. We have people in Congress who write the laws for everything you're going to use. So you got 500 people over there deciding how the government should spend this money. 500 people. So it's not going to be easy. You have to satisfy 500 people. So it's going to be really screwed up. But that's okay. If you learn how to do it, if you want, if you have an easier place to get the money, go get it. But this money's here, and just learn. We're all learnable.
Yeah, I like that attitude, though. It's like, why fight the system? Just take
Yeah,
advantage of it.
exactly. That's what it is. Personal relationships are sort of like that too.
Well, we're not, that's not what we're talking about. Okay.
I've been married 3
So-
times. So.
So, just out of curiosity, how has the financial assistance landscape changed in recent years? And maybe what are more opportunities than maybe what you shared with us that are available today that weren't before? Any thoughts on that?
Well, number one, it grows every year. No matter what, what person comes into town and says they're the new sheriff, it grows every year. Okay, so that's there. I mean, 10 years ago, and most of my life doing this work was me trying to convince people that the government does give out money. I mean, and when I grew up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, a little coal mining town, my grandparents were immigrants here to work in the coal mine. I thought the government was the post office, and the Division of Motor Vehicles. And that's it. And we got so much other stuff here. So when I was marketing this stuff in the beginning, and see, the rich people knew, so they were my market, my customers, so I didn't have to convince them about that. But went out to general public, I had to convince them that, yeah, actually the government does give away money. That was the hardest thing to do. Now, after COVID, man, everybody knows the government gives out money. Because they all got checks for 3 years or whatever. And so that has made it easier, at least in my mind. I worried, number one, when COVID happened, that people would think, I don't know, that I wouldn't be of value anymore, but that wasn't true, obviously. It just upped my people with interest in me. And then after it stopped, I thought, well, then it's over again. But no, there's now a good foothold. And what has happened now, and my problem in educating people was that I used to sell books, and I sold millions and millions of books, but people never used them. They're sort of like diet books. It was all there in the book, and we buy a diet book, and we keep getting fatter, right? And that's what my books, I felt, were like. And then when people stopped buying reference books, I had to think of a new way, and I spent many years doing that. And then I said, well, I still want to educate people doing this because I think it's important. I really think that government should be doing what I'm doing. But I've been waiting for 50 years, so I only have about 10, 15 years left, so I better get to it myself because they're never going to do it. And so I started a little subscription basis just to have a revenue source to do this, because I think if nobody pays for what I have, then I shouldn't be doing it if it's not worth anything to anybody. So that's why capitalism is important to me, to know I'm doing something of value. If I just think it's important, then that's like telling somebody else I want them to live my way or something, and I think that's immoral almost. That we should help people live the way they want to live. And so then I started this as a subscription basis, and it turned into a community. And I didn't want to charge, like my Fortune 500 clients, I'd charge them $5,000, $10,000. They don't care. They're making millions. That's pocket change, yeah, off the information. But an average person on the street, they can't do that. So that's why I did that with books. That didn't work in a way, it made me money, but I don't think people did as much. But now, this subscription turned into a community where we have 12,000 people helping each other get these programs. So it's not me. I worry because if I was only doing it, if I charge you $12,000, I could make a living. But if I charge you $20, I couldn't, and I wanted to charge $20. And we do it with the community because they're now experiencing what I experience, how wonderful it is to give. So people learn about this stuff. They want to share it with other people to know about it. And like right now, today, we'll have 3 or 4 hours of members live on Zoom calls that actually use their camera, helping people question and answer. Did you get that? Ann? Are you still there?
Here, yeah, I'm here. I just mute myself. Yep. I got it.
Okay.
So
Go
let's
ahead.
talk about how do people find this membership location?
Find help, no, not find help. Oh, that's a good one, though. I'm at letsgohelp.com, letsgohelp.com. And we also give out grants. I'm so shocked that I was just wondering how to pay my rent, but we became profitable, and we've only been at it about 2-3 years, I think. And we give now our profits back to members. So we get about $50,000 to $70,000 every month back to members in grants of $500 or $1,000. And that's been so gratifying. I can't believe I'm doing that. I thought you had to be Jeff Bezos or his ex-wife to do something like that. and to be able to do something like that is really a gift. I can't believe I'm able to do. So that's, find help. Now that's another thing everybody should have. If you don't give me $20, at least do this. Because if you're a business for yourself or for your employees, you go to findhelp.org. Remember, all the people who give out money in this country are ORG or GOV. Okay, so that's where you want. You go to findhelp.org. Put in your zip code. And you put in your zip code, like I put in my zip code. And they'll come up with how many of these community organizations are in your zip code. And most zip codes will have 3, 4, 5,000 of them. That's right, 5,000 organizations that give you free money and help. They're not in Google, they are, but you'll never find them because they don't advertise. So you could go there for any living expenses, so your employees don't complain about they can't pay rent. You go there, like in my zip code, I'll put rent, and there's 72 organizations, nonprofit government offices that help pay rent, okay? You need to fix up your house, okay? In my zip code, I put in home repair. I got 142 zip codes, 142 organizations that give free money and help to fix up your house. You can't pay your utility bills, okay? In my zip code, I get 115 organizations that give you money to help pay your utility bills. See, I mean, that's just astounding to me. I mean, if there were 1 or 2 organizations, I would think, well, that's reasonable. But 115? This is the kind of help that's out there in our society that we poo-poo about or whatever, and the people are there, and they're different. See, they're not marketing people. Everybody in the capitalist society has to spend more of their talents marketing than they do of actually providing the product. You know that, right? You're trying to get customers. That's what I felt. Doing the product's easy. Marketing it is really creative stuff.
Right. I mean, it's just so wonderful to have somebody who cares so much like you, who's done this so long, to make a difference in people's lives and has made a difference in people's lives. So I truly appreciate you sharing your very valuable input with us.
Oh, you're so nice to say. I mean, I'm going to cry, and I love crying. So, it's the only way I know something important is going on. We get so much hit with so much shit every day. There's so much media and everything, and boy, how do you feel your heart? And at my age, I mean, as a man growing up in our society, I think I spent most of my life trying to get as you see, I didn't do it well, but trying to get smarter, stronger, faster, all those guys things, you know. And now, at 81, all those things will never get better. I work on them just to maybe stay even and not go down as fast. But the one thing I could grow better is my heart. The one thing you can keep growing for the rest of your life, I think, is your heart, and that can grow. So you could love harder. And that's my mission too in all this. And I think all of us, I wish I knew more about this earlier. I'm sure it was all in me before, but there's never encouragement to love harder. I couldn't even say the word till a couple of years ago, unless I married you.
Then you had to?
Right, well, I mean, it felt safe anyway.
But the other thing that I think you also bring is you laugh a lot. And I think we could laugh better, laugh louder, laugh harder.
I certainly believe that, because life is shitty. And it's gonna beat you up no matter who you are. And I think the only antidote to that is humor, because you're gonna get beat up, shit on, or whatever. I mean, that's part of being a human. And I think the best armor for that is humor. And I couldn't get through the day without it. And that, in a way, love and humor grows my heart. And that, if you want to feel good inside, and I think we all do, we're not encouraged to do, because we live in a capitalist society and everybody tells us, you're going to be happy if you buy more shit. You know? And it doesn't really work for too long. And so it's, how can you love more? How can you give more? I think leads to a more fulfilling life. And
But when we make more money by utilizing these services, we can give more.
yes, yes, see?
There is
See?
a way for us to do that.
Right.
I love it.
We're all selfish.
Well, I appreciate again your very valuable time with us.
Well, thank you, Ann. I appreciate the opportunity every day. I mean, you give me an opportunity to maybe help somebody. It's a wonderful gift you give me, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart too. A chance to maybe help somebody with what I know. I can't believe it. I keep getting, I mean, if it didn't help for some people, I would try to find something else to do. But I keep seeing that it helps people, and the feedback is just wonderful. And that's why you're having me is wonderful to me, because I get another chance to do that for somebody.
Yep. And I'm glad I was able to do that. When I saw your name come up to interview you, I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear this guy, what he has to say.
It's just me.
So, it's been awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Ann. Take care of yourself.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Anything else I can do for you today, Matthew?
Actually, I'm
Other
looking
than be on video.
I'm looking at this window I have to clean. I'm looking at, I gotta clean that window I'm looking at across the room.
Can't help you there.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ann. Do nice
a great
work.
day.
Thanks for being
Thank you so
kind.
much.
All right, bye now.